Please be seated. Got a long train. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joe Stacy, and on behalf of the wedding couple, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to everyone on this glorious and memorable day here in a very special place. We gather here today as family and friends to celebrate the union of Stephanie and John in marriage. We acknowledge and appreciate those of you who have agreed to be with us today. It's very important to John and Stephanie that you are all here. And we want to especially thank the parents of the bride, Marissa and Mauricio, and the parents of the groom, Carol and Richard, for their love and support over the years for these wonderful people. And Stephanie asked me to promise that I would also like to thank her grandparents too. I'm glad I got that out. A little twisted, but I got it out. We would also like to take this opportunity to honor Marissa and Mauricio, who I understand have been married over 35 years. We think that's a tremendous example for all of us of the love that brings us here together today, so thank you for that. So everyone now, if you would please sit back and relax, and let's enjoy these two wonderful people on their journey today. Marriage is a sincere and mutual commitment to love one another and to work creating a new life together. It is learning about each other year after year and celebrating your relationship. Deep knowledge and appreciation of each other can only develop fully with patience, genuine care, and mutual respect. And this special understanding of each other can be the greatest and most fulfilling experience of your lives. Now, as you all know, Stephanie and John met just a few years ago on a dating application, the way people meet these days. But it's good. It's all good. Some may thought it was a bit risky, but John texted a few gifts to Stephanie, and she liked his sense of humor. Now, they didn't tell me what the gifts were, so I don't know. You'll have to ask him about that. In this case, it worked, and I assume they met in person after that. Their first date was at Dave & Buster's. Stephanie said that John talked a lot and went on from there. Don't strike me as a talkative type of person. You were just excited, let's put it that way. Yeah. They enjoy going to their breakfast spot and mini road trips, going to wineries, which I like, hiking when they can, and walking Abbey, good old Abbey, yes, and staying at home watching Netflix. Stephanie says that John is one of the nicest people she has ever met. He is kind and very respectful. He's a hard worker and never gives up on things. He supports her emotionally and is easy to talk with. It is especially nice to be able to talk with John about anything, Stephanie told me. John is also a playful person, and she admits that she loves that because, quite frankly, she's a little bit playful too. His taste in music is what she describes as eclectic. In other words, all over the place. And I got the sense that this was something she very much enjoys. Steph says John is also a bit nerdy. I can see that. A jokester too. I can see that too. And a little bit cocky. So watch out. I guess that's in line with the playful part. And finally, she says that he's an honest person and someone who wears his emotions on his sleeve. So it's pretty easy to read. John says that Stephanie loves him just the way he is, and that's one of the reasons why he loves her so much. He is a work in progress, as he describes himself, and she is always honest and direct in her approach. They can talk about anything because they connect so well together. Steph gets his sense of humor, too, I might say. She also does what it takes to make their relationship succeed. He agrees that they are playful with each other, so they both agree with that. Yeah. John appreciates that Stephanie cheers him up when he is down. And finally, he says that Steph is a very giving person, and he loves how she takes care of him. Who wouldn't? Yeah, right. So in other words, these two have found a natural rhythm together, a balance which is always good for two people in love. This will serve them well as they proceed throughout life's challenges and opportunities. Now, happiness in a marriage is not something that just happens. You know, there's no magic here, as you all know. A good marriage must first be created and then nurtured along the way. And in the art of marriage, like Stephanie and John understands, it is little things that are often the big things. So guys, here's some additional words about the little things, which I hope will guide you on your journey ahead. This is my advice for you. As I said to you when we sat down and we talked, marriage is never being too old to hold hands. And you remember I talked about the emotional connection that was important in that process. Never forget that. It is remembering to say I love you to each other. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together, doing things for one another in the spirit of giving. It is speaking words of appreciation and showing gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is trusting your partner and communicating honestly with them every single day, every marriage. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a good sense of humor. Don't ever forget that. It is having the ability to forgive and to forget. And finally, it is not just marrying the right person, it is being the right person for each other. There's a distinction there, I hope you get. So again, ladies and gentlemen, in marriage, we celebrate that these two individuals, two unique and wonderful people, who choose to come together today and join themselves as one. And together with them, we celebrate these big and little things. Now, we're going to have a little greeting. Is anybody supposed to come up? Oh, yeah. Right there. No technical things. Oh, I turned it off. Oh, no.
I have a reading from 1 Corinthians. Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails. Faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
Thank you. Stephanie and John will share with us their words as they vow their love to each other. You go first. That's why I tell the bride, always give me the vows beforehand. But,
it's not here nor there. Okay.
all right.
John, I often get asked when I knew I loved you. In reality, I loved you right from the start. Our love is that middle school love that started with gifts and texts and quickly moved to late night talks on the phone. I realized that you were the man I had been praying for. And I am forever grateful that I swiped right. I love you for your kind heart and your tender soul. I love the way you can brighten my day and make me instantly laugh no matter what. But most of all, I love that you love me for who I am and you accept me for all of my imperfections always be your number one fan in everything and all that you do. I promise to scratch you anytime you ask me. I promise to continue being a bed hog, probably for the rest of my life. But most of all, I promise to never take your love for granted. I promise to always put you first. I give you my heart and my soul today and always. I love you and cannot wait to do this thing called life together with you.
Stephanie, since the first day we met, we both knew that we had something special together. And not because I had got a leg cramp at David Buster's, but because you were so honest, fun, and you weren't afraid to open up. We all know how naturally honest of a person you are, but now the time has come for me to be the most honest I have ever been in my entire life, and the most honest I've ever been with you. Nobody knows this, but every year since I was 8 years old, as I would blow out the candles alongside my aunt and cousin on our shared birthday, I would always make the same wish. I would wish to find my true love. They say that if you tell people what your wish was, your wish won't come true. But I have a pretty good feeling that this is only superstition, because here we are. The beans have been spilled and the cat is out of the bag. I have found my true love. We have both had our good and our bad experiences, but that has taught us so much about ourselves and what we look for in a relationship. Just like the beautiful nature we are surrounded by today, we have grown and we have been shaped from the elements of our lives. Our families are the ones responsible for our roots as human beings. Our parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins have brought us up. They have instilled the qualities we value the most: respect, responsibility, love, and honesty. Our friends have shaped us as we have grown. They have been there for the good times and the bad times. They have hardened our barks, and they have branched us out into who we are today. And then, there is this one. The disobedient one. La mami. Huevona. Abby. She doesn't really fit into my tree analogy, but she is our dog, and I have grown to love her just as much as you. But you have made me blossom. You have made me grow in a way that nobody else could. You have taught me to be more responsible, to be more patient, and to be more positive. You have made me into a man, and let it be known that on this day of October 6, 2018, I am declared your husband, and you my wife, for the rest of our lives. I, Jonathan Grampert, affirm my love to you, Stephanie and Drea Harris, as we venture into our union together. I give you my heart and soul, and pledge to you my faithfulness and commitment. I promise to be your biggest supporter, your biggest fan, through our ups and downs, good times and bad. I promise to be your best friend, because you're mine. Your love and appreciation for me will always be received and reflected to you. Love.
Wow.
Stephanie, do you take John to be your lawfully wedded husband? Do you promise to love and comfort him, to honor him and keep him in sickness and in health, in prosperity and adversity, and forsaking all others to be faithful to him? John, do you take Stephanie to be your lawfully wedded wife? Do you promise to love and comfort her, to honor her and keep her in sickness and in health, in prosperity and adversity, and forsaking all others to be faithful to her?
I do.
Excellent. May I have the rings, please? Oh goodness, you stayed in. Stephanie, please place and hold the ring on the ring finger of John's left hand. Okay. Now hold it there and repeat after me. This ring I give
This ring I give
in token and in pledge
in token and pledge
of my constant faith
of my constant faith
and my enduring love.
and my enduring love.
Slide it on. John, please place and hold the ring on the ring finger of Stephanie's left hand. I know there's two of them, so we gotta remember. Oh, we did it. We did it right. Okay. Repeat after me. This ring I give
This ring I give,
in token and in pledge
token and in pledge
of my constant faith
of my constant faith
and my enduring love.
and my enduring love.
Slide it on. You might have them out there. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you bow your heads, John and Stephanie asked me to say a blessing. Gracious God, Spirit of life and love, we ask all blessings upon Stephanie and John in their life together. May they be blessed with patience to see them through times of tension or conflict. May they be blessed with kindness to enable them to nurture and care for one another in times of pain or sorrow. May they be blessed with a spirit of play and joyfulness, that they may take part fully in the beauties and pleasures of creation. May they be blessed finally with the knowledge of the ever-flowing presence of love in the world, that they may be channels of this love to one another and to all whom they meet in their life's journey. Thank you, God, and to this we say, amen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, only one thing left for me to do, and that is to say that by the virtue of the authority vested in me as a marriage officiant, I now pronounce you married under the laws of the state of California. Congratulations to you both, and you may now seal your vows with a kiss. We're not quite done yet. We're not quite done yet. And that's only because I think this crowd, which is a marvelous looking crowd, as I said before, but this crowd is a crowd full of love. You know, strong love, family love. And, you know, you were a little bit quiet in that response. So, you know, see these trees here? I would like to see them shake a little bit. Or at least, you know, the leaves blow in the wind. And they will do that if, as they walk down the aisle, you give them the strongest, loudest, roarest, whatever the word is, applause and cheers. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking, and I couldn't say the word. But in exchange, would you mind giving her another kiss?